I'm Matt Hayes. I haven't got much in common with Barbara Kiewski, really. She's German and I'm English. She's a girl, I'm a boy. She's quite young and I'm, I suppose, a bit oldish. But we both share a passion for fishing. And that's why we've decided to go on the ultimate fishing road trip together to Ontario. The open road, Barbara at the wheel, me navigating, surely it can't go wrong. We're actually leaving behind the Lake of the Woods now, and we're on our way to a place called Ignace. But this is no ordinary trip because as well as driving, we're also going to be catching a float plane. And the reason is that we're actually going to our own private island and lake for several days. We'll be able to take food, of course, which we're going to pick up on the way, but the weight restrictions on the plane mean that we can't actually take quite enough. So we're definitely going to have to catch some fish to eat. Now listen, Barbara, we're going to Ignace, but the name of the lake is Seseganaga Lake.
Seseganaga.
Seseganaga.
Ganaga.
No, not Ganagra. Seseganaga.
Seseganaga.
Nearly. Seseganaga.
Seseganaga.
Now, say this. 6 by 6. That makes 36 inches. Close enough, it's the German version. Carry on. Try on. I can't get the start. Here we go, Babs. Right, now we haven't got long.
Yo.
Remember that, you haven't got ages. You've got to get around quite quickly. So don't pick too many things.
Yeah, I know. Especially we need water. Water and beans.
We've got a lake full of water. Ah, look at these, Babs.
We will found there. We are in the nature, we will find
We'll
that.
pick our own.
Yeah. Little bit food for the bears, maybe.
Food for the bears. There are lots of vegetables, as you call them, right in front of you. And you walk past them to pick up a can of cat food for the bear. Brilliant. What about some tea?
Coffee,
Yes, I'm
coffee,
English.
really
No,
coffee.
tea.
Coffee is
No,
most
I
important.
have to put my foot down. Can I have peanuts then?
Peanuts for maybe for the swivels. No, not for
Ah,
the swivels.
the
For the
swivels.
small animals, you know what?
The swivels.
The swivels. Yeah.
You mean the squirrels?
Squirrels.
Squirrels.
So it's a really bad word for me.
Squirrels. Babs. We're only going for a couple of days. Looks like we're going for a month.
But I'm a small girl with a lot of muscles. I need a lot of food.
Yes, I know.
There we go.
Oh yeah.
The next, right.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Woohoo.
Ignace Airwaves.
That's it.
Oh, they're
Yeah,
waiting for us.
there's the plane. Look at that.
Cool.
Wow,
And
that's-
what a lovely weather.
look at that plane there, Babs.
Wow.
That's a beauty,
Cool.
isn't it? Look at the colour.
Super duper.
Yeah, look at that.
Wow.
Look at that. And there's another one as well. It's even bigger than this. It's a beauty, isn't it?
Super cool. I'm
Huh?
a little bit afraid.
Look at that one
but-
over there.
Wow.
That one's even older. That's even older than me. I know what you're thinking. That's not possible, but actually it is. That's the otter. That one's the beaver. I love float planes.
Really?
I do, especially when they're taking me on fishing adventures.
Okay.
I mean, look at this thing.
That's the argument.
Are you nervous?
Yeah, a little bit.
Are you?
Yeah, a little bit.
You'll be all right. I've been in loads of these things.
Okay.
Hi, Brad. We're your next victim.
Matt, pleased to meet you.
Hi, I'm Matt. This is Babs.
Babs, pleased to meet you too. Welcome to Ignace Outposts.
Thank you.
Great. Well, we're excited about our trip. I suppose, I don't know, you've done this loads of times before. Just tell me what we're in for.
Are you ready to fly to some fantastic fishing?
I am.
That's what we're going to do, okay?
Yeah.
Our aircraft are sitting at the dock. They're ready to go.
Yeah.
So we'll have you in the air momentarily. What we're going to do is fly you about 75 miles from Ignace up to a lake called Seseganaga.
Got the name wrong. Just say it again. Seseganaga.
Seseganaga. Seseganaga Lake.
Okay.
We
Babs,
call it,
it's not Seseganaga.
Seseganaga.
No.
Anyway, we call it SES for short, SES. Okay,
Okay.
SES for short.
Yeah.
So we'll fly you up there. We've got a couple of cabins waiting on you. We'll
So
set
the
you up.
cabins are here, are
These
they?
are little spots here on the map. Okay, I have 4 cabins on this lake. The lake is about 30,000 acres. As you can see, each of these lines here is a kilometer. You can see a perspective how big that lake is.
Wow.
Walleyes and northerns. You're going to be in the remote wilderness. You're going to be away from the roads, away from your cell phones, away from your internet. We call it the untethered vacation.
Okay. Yeah, that's good.
You'll be lined to a fish.
Yeah.
But you're going to be away from the.
Oh yeah, that's fine. I
Okay.
mean, that's what we want. So species-wise, it's northern pike, walleyes mainly.
That's right. There is some lake trout in the lake.
Yeah.
But this isn't a good time of year to be fishing lake trout. If you want to take a little time to do it, you can try it. But I recommend you focus on the walleyes and northerns.
Yeah. Well, I can't wait to get in the plane. They're awesome.
Well, I'll be flying one of the aircraft myself.
Great.
So we'll get you up there as soon as we can. We'll unload your gear, get it weighed out, give you a little briefing about the safety features of the aircraft, and get you going.
Brilliant. All right, Brad.
All right.
Look forward to it. Right, Babs, onward and upward.
This looked like that's a crash.
No,
it's not.
this is a
It's
water
landing.
bomber. It's picking up water to fight forest fire.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
No, it's not a crash.
Okay.
No, we don't do that here.
We are ready.
We are ready. So
Yes.
let's go outside and get you on board that aircraft.
Well, that was great.
Oh, that was really great.
So you've seen one go. Now it's
Very
your turn.
gently, huh?
Whoa, how good was that? Hey?
Oh, was amazing.
I
Oh,
told you
was
it'd be
so cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
Fantastic. And what a place, huh?
Best fly ever.
Yeah, and you've got your own lake.
Yeah.
All several hundred miles of it. Well, this is it, Babs.
Is it?
We'll put this stuff in here, I think, on the already quite crowded table, because we've got a lot of stuff with us. So, this is it. What do you think?
Oh, it's cool.
You know, home for a few days. I love these old cabins. I love the smell.
Like fish, wood, and
Yeah, a little bit of old camping gas maybe and that sort of. But anyway, look, this is where you're going to be sleeping. Obviously, you've got a choice of different beds. We won't go into the stain there, but anyway, mine's clean, so that's all right. But anyway, this is a fairly basic room. Let's have a look through here. This is the kitchen, Babs, fitted and everything. Look, cupboards and...
But wait, this is the best, the old school oven.
Wow, yeah.
Let me see.
That is really cool.
Oh, I can't open.
Let's have a look.
Great.
Look at that.
Super.
Yeah, great, isn't it? Now, obviously, I've saved the best till last. You've probably heard of the phrase, does a Babs poop in the woods? Well, the answer is no, she doesn't, because over here is the modern toilet. Look at this.
Oh, wow.
Look at that.
We say in German, Plumpsklo.
What?
Plumpsklo.
Plumpsklo? Yeah. I'll just try it out. This seat is padded.
Luxury.
It's actually very comfortable. I'll spend many a happy moment out here.
But it works.
It works. So that's it. That is a tour of the facilities. Oh, and there's one that I forgot.
Oh, what?
The lake.
Oh, the lake is beautiful.
Outside your bedroom.
Yeah, it is.
Barbecues in the evening, pike fishing and walleye fishing by day. I know how to treat a woman, you know.
I think we will have a great time here.
Me too. Come on, let's get settled in. Yeah, so here we are. Now we can do a little bit of fishing. It's time to explore this lake that we've got all to ourselves, but it is massive.
Yeah, a lot of water.
A lot of water, so we've got to have a game plan. And we've got some ideas, haven't we?
Yeah. I have a sonar with us. And one technique could be, one is trolling with a slow sinking lure because of the rocks inside the water. And one stands directly in the front of the boat and have a fast cast to the shore.
Good idea. Well, I think because we can explore the structure, if we go slowly, that's what trolling is, just pulling a lure behind the boat slowly. How about I'll drive the boat, troll with a lure, you can cast off the front.
Good idea.
So we keep to the structure, we look for the rocks and the things we think pike like, we know that pike like. And then later, you can drive the boat while I cast the fly off the front.
Good idea.
Okay.
That's the plan.
That's our plan.
Oh, look, the sun comes out.
Always shines on the righteous, Babs.
Okay. Ready for fishing.
I have a sonar, Miss Babs.
Yeah, and I saw the first fish on the sonar, directly on the drop-off.
I know you are obsessed with this sonar.
Mr. Sonar.
This sonar. Taken to the water in one of the camp boats, and our first task is to explore a little bit of this massive, huge, sprawling lake. If you had a whole lifetime to explore it, you probably wouldn't. It's a huge labyrinth of interconnecting bays and channels and huge open expanses of water, and there's lots of islands all over the place, so it's really, really interesting. The depths are all over the place. And really our first task is to just try and explore some of it and get a grip with where we think the fish might be. We're after walleye and pike, but you know, when you haven't fished a big water before, something like this, well, it can be a little bit intimidating. But for me and Babs, well, no problem. It's going to be fun exploring it. I think this is that bay.
We should try that first.
Looks like it.
Yeah. Okie doke. Do you want a banana?
You brought a banana on the boat. That's bad luck.
No, it isn't.
Yes, yes.
It is?
Yes.
No, it's a happy banana.
It might be a happy banana, but that's bad luck.
No,
And you know that all sea captains, if you bring a banana on the boat, they throw you overboard.
every time when I have a banana with me, I caught the biggest fish.
Okay, we're on 5 meters here now. Coming up. So you want to try some throws on this point?
Yeah. Right. Have the first
Do you want it a
cast.
bit slower?
No, I can cast very fast. So.
We're sticking to our game plan. Babs is going to cast in towards the shore and see if she can drag the pike out of the cover. And I'm basically the gilly. I'm steering the boat, but I'm going to troll a lure behind the boat, and you never know, I might pick up the odd bonus fish.
Matt, watch out, there's a really shallow area.
I can see
you
it,
must have.
yeah.
Ah, look, you can see the ground.
Yeah. Did you get a follower then?
No. You will hear that when I have a follower. A follower. The first pike. That's your face about my dance? Really? Oh, the first follower.
Oh.
Forgot my dance. The first follower, great.
You had a
Great
follow
sign.
then?
Maybe you can hit them.
I might do. I'm still trolling.
Was not so big one, but it was a pike.
Pike is pike, Babs.
Yeah, I know.
Well, we've just shut the engine down and we've motored into this really beautiful bay. Babs has changed her lure for something that doesn't attract quite so much weed. It's very weedy in here. The sort of place that especially small pike like. And you know, this lake is vast and it's a network of interconnected channels and bays. There's some islands around here, fingers of water going off in every direction you can imagine. And you could spend a whole lifetime exploring it. It's that big. Finding a fish here, of course, isn't that easy because it is so vast, but by exploring places that we know have got the right habitat for pike, we're hoping to be successful.
It's so much water here. We must explore everything.
I don't think we've got enough time, Babs. I think if we were here for 5 years, we wouldn't have enough time.
Oh, we can.
It's amazing.
It is. Oh, they are lily pads. Lily pads are always good for pike.
Well, it's rather amazing and slightly frustrating that on an incredible lake like this with so much good habitat and structure, we haven't caught a pike yet. Babs has had one follow on her lure. So we're going to head out to the other side now and check out if maybe the warmer water on that side might make a difference. The wind's blowing in this way, so it blows in warm surface water, but it could be the temperature's different on the other side of the bay, and that might make all the difference. We've just got to keep going through the changes and trying different stuff until we find the key to catching the pike.
Got one, got one. I got one.
Babs has got one.
Yeah, I got one.
Hooray.
The first fish.
Yeehaw!
Yeehaw!
At
Right in
last.
this moment, I try to think very positive. It's not a really big one, but it is a fish.
It's a pike.
It's a pike. Woo! Oh, look at that colors.
Beautiful dark
beautiful
pike, yeah. Do you need the net, Babs, or are you going to?
No. Oh, look at that beautiful fish. Look at that color, so dark.
Nice pike.
That lure works always, especially when you don't know the lake. Leave them back.
I think so, Babs.
Thank you for the great moment, pike.
Well done, Babs.
I got another one. Great. Oh, look at these lovely pike. Small.
Beautiful little pike.
Yeah. The color is very special. Yeah, spinnerbait are the best bait for this. Woo!
Still with some cover. Looks good.
I think I had an attack. Yeah, there, the follower.
Oh,
Take it,
it's
take it.
following you,
Oh, was so funny. The small pike followed my bait directly on the boat, and I saw them and tried to keep cool, pull in, but the fish saw me and swim away. That's fishing. Very exciting, isn't it?
Well, it's always a woman's prerogative to change her mind, and they usually do in my experience, and Babs has decided before we leave this area she wants to try with a bigger, noisier lure to see if that will tempt a bigger pike. So she's using a lure called a jerk bait, and the idea is that it will wind up. If there's a bigger pike in the area, this lure might really annoy it and irritate it. So we'll give it a little bit longer before we head out to the deep water. I wonder whether we should try some fishing with jigs here over this structure, because we're marking walleye, and where there's walleye there could be pike.
Right.
So let's give it a go. Jigging, we'll drift out from that island across to this island here.
I agree with that.
I'm going to mainly just concentrate on steering the boat for you, Babs, but I'll hang a lure over the back just in case. You never know. Oh, we've got a feast of soft plastics here. Look at these, lads.
Take a bigger one.
30
not so
grams.
small.
Yeah, I know, but you're trying big, I'll try small. Well, let's see what works. I'm into a fish, Miss Babs, but I think it's probably a walleye.
You got one?
I've got a fish, yes. Well, it's not the target species, Miss Babs. It's a walleye. Actually, I must say, they're beautiful colour. Look at the yellow on its belly.
Yeah, right.
That's absolutely,
Like your lure.
absolutely stunning colours, isn't it?
Really dark and golden.
Beautiful. I'm sure there's a lot of them down there, so I'm going to let him go. Ah, I think this could be another walleye, Babs. Yes, it is. There must be so many down there. And this one, it's almost exactly the same size as the other one. They're like peas in a pod. Beautiful fish, really dark with vivid colours. But it's not a pike. Still, it's good sport. I'm going to have to use a bigger lure, I think. The walleyes are murdering this one. Well, we've tried a few methods to try and catch a bigger pike with no success so far. We started off by casting the shallow bay with traditional lures, and Babs caught a couple of small pike doing that. Then we tried some trolling fishing. Not much success there, not any actually. And then we went on to do some jig fishing and we got plagued by the walleye. So we're going to try a bit of fly fishing in the shallow bay now, just to see if the fish are feeding on smaller bait fishes, which the fly might be very good for imitating. So on a rough windy day like this, we're a little bit limited on our options, but this is one we're going to give it a go, and let's hope that we can handle the boat okay, because the wind's really picked up. Well, we've had a few throws on the fly. It's not easy, but the real problem now is that the wind's gathering strength, and I can't even see where to pitch the fly because the surface is getting really stirred up and I can't see where the weeds start and finish. And I've just got a feeling the way this wind's coming in, the weather's definitely changing. I think we could be in for a storm here, Babs. So I think maybe we should troll a little bit on the way back, but we really need to get back to the house because it could turn very nasty. This is the ice house, and it's worth thinking about in the old days how they managed to keep food fresh even in high summer and high temperatures. Well, they were pretty clever, you know. They didn't have any power, there was no electricity feeding into places like this, and yet they managed to keep ice all the way through, from the winter through spring, high summer, right the way into autumn. And if I'm right, there should be some ice in here. Let's have a look. Well, you can see that this is all sawdust here, and if I can just dig away at it like this, I'm starting to expose some darker stuff, and if I'm right, this should be ice. You can see it moving there. Okay. So what we've got here is actually the ice from the lake, and it was cut last winter. Look how beautifully clear it is. Obviously there's sawdust on this side, which you can obviously clean off with a little bit more time, but that's absolutely solid ice. Now this was cut from the lake last winter. So how do they do it? Well, the first thing to know is that it's cut using a chainsaw. So they cut the blocks off and then they stack them in here. But to prevent the ice from melting, all of the individual blocks are packed with snow to stop the air circulating around them. And then to insulate it, they cover the ice in sawdust. The end result is that this ice, and it really is cold, believe me, it's proper ice. This ice will last from the winter through till the following winter. So it's actually cut with a chainsaw in the spring, and then right now, here we are in August, late August, and last week it was plus 35 degrees, and yet this ice is perfectly preserved. Isn't that amazing? Found this safety manual in the cabin. It says here, dangerous things. The only really dangerous things with you in the wilderness is probably yourself. If you drink too much and become careless, you may hurt yourself. The best place to drink until you fall over is in the safety of your own basement, not here in the wilderness. Some, however, are dangerous to themselves even when sober. Fantastic.
We are here completely in the wilderness. We are no shops. I can't buy my food, so I must find my food by myself. And the plan is I will cook pancakes with berries. So I will try to find blueberries. Now I make the pancakes mix. 1.5 cup of water. I need a little bit more. And mix it. Must watch there are no lumps in. All right. Now I will check out if the pan hot enough. Ooh, it is. Ooh. Sprinkle the berries here. Great. It smells good. Let's have a look. The other side. Now it is ready. Oh, this is really nice. I'm very happy with that because I have a delicious breakfast now.
Well, last night the weather was horrendous. We got back to the dock just about in time to avoid a full-on storm, and it's really changed things this morning. It's much cooler, there's a bit of rain in the air. It's autumn now as opposed to the end of summer, and you sense here that things are going to turn very, very quickly and that winter's actually not that far away. That's how it is in these parts of the world, but it could be very good pike fishing conditions. We don't know yet. But we're going to do a lot more exploring because this massive lake offers so many possibilities.
We have a round in the shallow area with swim baits. I think the pike stands not in the deeper water because it's early in the morning and we try to catch one, and after that we put heavier lure on it and round the island.
I think that's a good idea. And after that, if it's not too windy,
yeah,
we'll try in the bay with the fly, but let's see how the weather goes. Will the sonar tell me what the shares are on the FT index this morning? Oh, tell me, oh wise one. Where are the fish?
Oh, got one. Yeah, I got one.
Yes.
Got one. Ah, good. Put the engine off. Yeah, it's a pike.
Is it a big pike, Babs?
No, it is. But bigger than the other pikes.
Yes, a little bit bigger, isn't it? You know, the nice thing here, Babs, is that these pike have never been caught before.
Okay. The lure is outside. Look at this lovely pike. So dark. Cool. Going back. Oh man, look at those dark clouds.
Oh yeah. I think that's heavy weather coming our way, Babs.
Yeah, thankful that we don't fish there.
I think we're going to get it anyway somehow. Maybe I should put a slightly bigger fly on. I think I will. Oh, there's a fish!
Yay! More little
Not as small as the other one, but maybe I need a bigger fly. Yay!
Little jump.
He's a little lad. I'll lift him out. Come on, little man. What's really interesting about these pike is that their ancestors have lived in this lake probably for tens of thousands of years, maybe even longer than that, and they're just really beautiful, pristine fish. You know, the pike bab's really, it's one of the world's greatest sport fish. When you think about it, you can find it in a lot of countries, the northern pike, and you can catch it on several different techniques. You can use bait, you can use lures like you were, you can use flies and still catch pike. So it's every man's sport fish in its way. They're open to a lot of people. They fight well, they jump sometimes. You can see the attack when you use this method. They're great fish really. They don't get enough credit, I don't think. Well, we're in really dense weed here, and of course it's very difficult to fish with regular lures because every time you throw it in, the weed goes around the hooks and the lure doesn't work anymore. But there are certain types of flies and lures that are designed to fish through weed, and this is one of them. It's got what we call a weed guard, and it's just a little loop of line that goes from the eye of the hook and round the bend, and it just protects the hook from any weed and stops it getting caught up. But of course it's designed to look like a frog and make quite a lot of surface disturbance. So it's a frog popper. It makes a little popping sound when I pull it, and it looks a little bit like a frog. And let's face it, in this kind of terrain, you probably would find a lot of frogs, and make no mistake about it, pike love to eat frogs.
You have a look, that lure inside the water. It looks so funny.
Now, I don't know whether that puts them off. Sometimes they come to the popping sound, sometimes it puts them off. Bloop, bloop, bloop. It's just a wicked fly. It's so much fun to come to places like this where you get lots of small wild pike, and you can try all kinds of different styles, and a lot of them will work. Small pike are really fun because they're very aggressive and they'll eat pretty much anything. They'll start off on a diet of small insects, things like dragonfly larvae, damselfly larvae, and then when they're big enough to eat fish, they can grow much quicker, but anything is fair game to a small pike. They'll have a go at fishes, insects, frogs, you name it, they'll eat it, and that makes them really good targets. And they're a lot of fun to fish for if you're inventive in the way you go about it. You know, so often back at home, we get really hung up on trying to catch big fish, and we forget about the fun you can have with fishing. And small pike are a great way to have fun. One of the nice things about being on the island is that you've got to be self-sufficient, and one of my jobs is to chop the firewood, which I must say I find quite therapeutic. Well, it's lovely when you've been out on the lake to come back to a nice fire. It's autumn now, and of course the seasons are turning, so the nights are going a bit chilly. It's really nice fishing with Bab. She's keen. She wants to catch lots of fish and the biggest fish in the lake. And I suppose I do too, but over the years I've changed a little bit, and when you start out in life, you want to catch the most fish. And then when you've caught lots of fish, you want to catch the biggest fish. And then eventually, if you're lucky, I think, you reach another phase where you actually want to catch the fish the hardest way. And if you don't do a lot of fishing, it might be surprising to you that sometimes I just want to go fly fishing and stuff. But it's because I've caught lots of fish, and that's the way I really want to catch them. And I can enjoy catching small fish just as much as big ones these days. But for me, coming out to a place like this, you've really got to enjoy the atmosphere and the solitude. And And it's very important when you come to wilderness places to enjoy the experience and smell the roses along the way. Oh, it's chilly today, Miss Mouse.
Oh, it is cold, yeah.
It is cold, isn't it?
I wear merino underwear.
Yeah, me too.
Perfect.
Exactly the same. Well, our short adventure in the wilderness is almost over, and in a way it's a good thing really, because it's gone really, really cold. The wind's switched over to the northwest and it's really hacking down the lake. The air's full of drizzle and it's not pleasant out here. We've got just a couple of hours before the float plane comes in to collect us. So we're going to spend that time doing a little bit of trolling for walleyes, and then I'm going to throw the fly at them. To be honest, I don't think our chances of catching the walleye on the fly are great today, but that's not the end of the story, because we'll find walleyes elsewhere on our Ontario adventure. Really, I think we're just seeing out time now because it's gone quite nasty, and to be quite honest, I'm quite looking forward to getting on the float plane and back to the mainland.
Oh Matt, the water temperature falls very down. 5 degrees colder than yesterday.
Yeah, I think what's happened, Babs, is that northwest wind, the wind's changed direction and it's pushing the cold water back into the bay. It's turned it over and, well, it could be tricky.
Yeah, hopefully we catch one, but
it's almost as if this place is telling us to go now. When we got here, the sun was shining and everything seemed warm and kind of friendly, and now the lake's saying, okay, you've had your fun,
go.
Time to go here.
You know, the lake is so big, a lot of water, a lot of bays, and it's so difficult to find the fish in 3 days or 2 days.
Yeah, and when we finished, when you look at the area that we've managed to fish,
Yeah.
and then you look at the whole lake on the map,
Oh yeah.
you'll realise we've fished just a tiny, tiny part.
Yeah, right. And mostly the big fish stand only in two places in the whole area. So to find this area.
Very difficult.
Yeah, very difficult. Without a guy, without. Yeah. No.
We'll have a look. We'll have a look. We'll have a look. You've watched Benny Hill, haven't you? All German people like Benny Hill.
Yeah. Ah, got one.
Oh,
got
yes,
one.
yes, yes.
Oh, what's that?
I've got a fish too.
You caught one too?
Yeah.
Oh,
on
we
the-
have a
on
double
the retrieve.
strike.
Mine's a pike.
Oh, a pike too.
Ah. So we're catching pike, but not walleye, Babs. Lots of pike. This little guy wants to jump all the time. There he is. That's one hook out. Let's get the other one.
Yeah, the teeth stuck.
There he is.
I try really my best to find the walleye, but
You can only do your best.
where are they? Where's Wally the walleye?
Wally the walleye.
Oh, got one. Oh.
Have you got one?
Yeah.
Good.
No, it isn't. No, it's a walleye.
Yay!
Yay! We found the walleyes. Oh, look at that.
Well, we've been a little bit delayed by bad weather this morning, but eventually the float plane's got here, and now we're going to board it, take a 45-minute ride across to the mainland where we're going to pick up the car, and then we've got a 2-hour drive into one of Ontario's major cities, Thunder Bay, located on the shores of the world's biggest lake, Lake Superior. Say goodbye to the wilderness.
The outpost camp was a glimpse of the true wilderness. We've lived life at different pace, catching and eating fish, looking for berries and making fires. I loved our island and being far away from civilization. People often say they couldn't live without their mobile phone and Wi-Fi, but they haven't been to Seseganaga. I feel sure one day I will return.
Brad, thanks a lot, mate. Brilliant.